Today is my English word and sentence exercise. I will say a word and then followed by a sentence one by one. Okay. All. They used oars to row the boat across the lake. Trade from. The company decided to retreat from the unprofitable market segment to focus on its core business. Beatlemania. Her Beatlemania was so extreme that he had to rent a storage until just to house her overflowing collection of books. Kitchen countertop. She carefully cleaned the kitchen countertop after cooking, ensuring no crumbs was left behind. Countertop. She wiped the spills off the kitchen countertop after cooking. Enter guest. The hero's guest was a cunning and ruthless villain who threatened the entire kingdom. Jubilation. The team's victory was greeted with jubilation from their fans. Nimble. The dancer's nimble movements captivated the audience. Beverage. May I offer you a beverage? Prison. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison for his crimes. Amortization. Amortization. The company's debt amortization schedule allowed them to pay off their loan without incurring any late fees. Kristen. The family christened their newborn daughter Lily. Devil. The hungry dog devoured the scraps of meat in seconds. Proliferate. Invasive species can proliferate rapidly, causing significant ecologic disruption. Intense battle. The two armies engaged in an intense battle that lasted for hours. Retreat. The soldiers retreated from the battlefield after suffering heavy losses. Defect 2. The scientists defected to the opposing country, taking valuable research data with them. Balustrade. The balcony was surrounded by a beautiful stone balustrade, offering a breathtaking view over the city. Gadget. The kitchen was filled with gadgets, from a fancy coffee maker to a high-tech blender. Abstract, obtrusive, obtrusive. The salesman's constant interruptions or obstructive and make it difficult to concentrate on the presentation. Dermatology, dermatology, dermatology. Dermatology is a branch of medicine that deals with the skin, its structure and disease. Radish. The salad was topped with thinly sliced radish. The salad was topped with thinly sliced radish. Throat gland. The throat gland is a small but flat-shaped gland located in the neck. Parade. The aroma of freshly baked bread pervades the entire house, making mouths water and stomachs rumble. Impetus. The initial impetus for the project was a desire to improve the quality of life for residents in the area. Rinse away. To rinse away the shampoo, I poured 2 cups of water over my head. Filter. Her efforts to reason with her stubborn boss were futile. Filter. Her efforts to reason with her stubborn boss were futile. Fluctuate. The temperature in the region can fluctuate widely between day and night. The temperature in the region can fluctuate widely between day and night. Pan. The window pane was shattered by the hail. Horticulture. Local horticulture businesses are thriving thanks to the area's ideal climate and abundance of fertile land. Local horticulture businesses are thriving thanks to the area's ideal climate and abundance of fertile land. Wardrobe. He opened the wardrobe and took out a suit. Shepherd. The shepherd led his flock of sheep to greener pastures. Asylum. He sought asylum in a foreign country after fleeing his homeland due to political persecution. Cursory. A cursory glance at the document was enough for her to to realize there was major errors. Vigorous. He was a vigorous supporter of the new policy. Ethnicity is a complex concept that has been ethnicity is a complex concept that has been the subject of much debate and controversy through history. Deceive. The cunning fox deceived the rabbit into thinking he was harmless, only to eat it later. The cunning fox deceived the rabbit into thinking he was harmless, only to eat it later. Garment. She had a whole wardrobe of elegant garments. The thyroid disease is a condition in which the thyroid gland doesn't produce enough hormones. Justification. The local count had no justification over the case, so it was dismissed. Contaminate. The water has been contaminated and is not safe to drink. Suffrage. The women's suffrage was not achieved in the United States until 1920. Oral sensation. The immersive theater performance aimed to create a unique oral sensation by surrounding the audience with whispers and ambient sounds. Beetroot. Beetroot is a versatile root vegetable often used in salads, soups, and even juice due to its earthy flavor and vibrant red color. Polyester. The jacket is made from a durable polyester fabric, making it water-resistant and easy to care for. Rhetoric. The politician's speech was full of empty rhetoric, lacking any concrete proposals. The politician's speech was full of empty rhetoric, lacking any concrete proposals. The politician's speech was full of empty rhetoric, lacking any concrete proposals. Infringe. The company infringed on the copy of the artist's work, resulting in a lawsuit. Donned. He donned his raincoat and stepped out into the pouring rain. He donned his raincoat and stepped out into the pouring rain. Sober. The mood at the funeral. The mood at the the mood at the funeral was somber, with everyone wearing black and speaking in hushed tones. The mood at the funeral. The mood at the funeral was sobering, with everyone wearing black and speaking in hushed tones. Sober business. The funeral was a sober business, filled with grief and sadness. No, the old man had a dull expression, rarely smiling and speaking in a low, gruff voice. Um, 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 emptily. He spoke emptily. He spoke emptily about his plan for the future, lacking any concrete details or goals. Sword, sword. The strong current thwarted our attempts to reach the island. Presumptive. The presumptive heir to the throne is the oldest son of the reigning monarch. Pledge to the candidates pledged to improve the local economy if they were elected. Lubricate. The mechanic lubricated the car engine to keep it running smoothly. Carbon footprint. By choosing public transportation and reducing energy consumption, individuals can significantly decrease their carbon footprint. Common ground. Despite their political differences, the two candidates found common ground on the issue of education reform. Indicative. The parents' high fever is indicative of a serious infection. Fluctuation. The stock market experienced significant fluctuation throughout the day, making it difficult to predict its direction. The stock market experienced significant fluctuation throughout the day, making it difficult to predict its direction. Acquisition date cash. The acquisition date cash flow represents the cash generated by the acquired company from the date of acquisition to the end of the reporting period. Adolescence. During adolescence, young people go through physical, emotional, and social changes. Rattan. The outdoor patio featured beautiful rattan furniture, perfect for relaxing on a summer afternoon. Rattan basket. She used a large rattan basket to carry fresh produce from the market. Set the cutter back. The defensive and The defensive end managed to sack the quarterback for a significant loss, turning the tide of the game. The defensive end managed to sack the quarterback for a significant loss, turning the tide of the game. Sack yardage. The team's defensive end was faced. The team's defensive end was faced for his ability to generate significant sack yardage, often disrupting the opposing team's passing plays. The team's defensive end was faced for his ability to generate significant sack yardage, often disrupting the opposing team's passing plays. The team's defensive end was faced for his ability to generate significant sack yardage, often disrupting the opposing team's passing plays. Documentary volcano. Geologists continue to monitor the Documentary volcano, collecting data to access any subtle changes in its activity. Construction crew. A construction crew arrived early in the morning to begin work on the new office building. Festival ornaments. The family enjoyed hanging colorful festival ornaments on their Christmas tree, making their living room feel bright and cheerful. The family enjoyed handling colorful festival ornaments on their children's tree. The family enjoyed handling colorful festival ornaments on their Christmas tree, making their living room feel bright and cheerful. The family enjoyed hanging colorful festival ornaments on their Christmas tree, making their living room feel bright and cheerful. Put the fire out. The firefighters quickly put the fire out before it could cause more damage. Blow out the candle. Before making the wish, remember to blow out the candle on your birthday cake. Mercedes. The company is exploring new Mercedes. The company is exploring new Mercedes to improve its production efficiency. The company is employing new Mercedes. About about to prior to the water level in the reservoir remained above prior to the heavy rainfall, indicating a present a pre a present present a present overflow risk. Cursor move cursor move the cursor to the top left corner of the screen and click the file menu. Move the cursor to the top left corner of the screen and click the file menu. Footwear customers are requested to remove their outdoor footwear before entering the temple. Bento box. She carefully arranged a colorful assortment of sushi, edamame, and fruit in her bento box for lunch. Tray. The waiter carried a tray laden with food. Grilled sausage. We enjoyed delicious grilled sausage at a barbecue party last night. Premise. The premise of the argument is that all men are created equal. Reprieve. The condemned men received a last-minute reprieve. Precipice. The climber teetered on the edge of the precipice, his heart pounding in his chest. Sneak. She tried to sneak out the house without his parents noticing. Reindeer. Santa Claus is often depicted with a slice pulled by magical reindeer. The convict was released from prison after serving a 10-year sentence. Plausible. The patients in the control groups received a placebo, which looked like a real medicine but contains no active ingredients to test the drug's true effectiveness. Pictograph. The walls of the cave were covered in photographs that depicted scenes from daily life. The walls of the cave were covered in pictographs that depicted scenes from daily life. The walls of the cave were covered in pictographs that depicted scenes from daily life. Primitive. They lived in a primitive hut with no electricity or running water. Anglers. The anglers patiently cast their lens, hoping for a bead from the elusive truth. Archaeologism. Archaeology. The professor gave a lecture on the archaeology of ancient Greece, exploring the rich history and culture of the region through its ruins and artifacts. Skydive. Anxious to feel the rush of skydiving, she signed up for a tandem skydive with an experienced instructor. Terror. The thought of facing the monster filled him with terror. Banfor. The Banfor prison spread through the village, causing widespread illness and death. Dormitory. Many university students choose to live in a dormitory for their first year to experience campus life. Polytechnic. The Polytechnic offers a wide range of courses in engineering, science, and technology. Diagonal. The diagonal line cuts across a square. Stack. The stark beauty of the desert landscape was both awe-inspiring and humbling. Renegade soldier. The renegade soldier deflected to the enemy, betrayed his comrades, and revealing crucial battle plans. Intra. The prefix intra signifies something occurred within. Tissue box. Tissue box. Could you please pass me the tube box? I think I'm about to sneeze. Ridge. Tube. From the ridge, we could see the vast expanse of the forest below. Memorized. The magician's performance memorized the audience, leaving them spellbound and in awe. Dilapidated house stood on the edge of town, its window boarded up and its paint peeling. Paw. The skin is covered with tiny pores through which sweat can escape. Relevant. Please ensure that all the information you provide is relevant to the topic being discussed. Quality. The store is renowned for selling high-quality products at reasonable price. Elusive. The prospect of quick wealth proved to be elusive, leaving many investors disappointed. Pageantry. The coronation ceremony was a spectacle of pageantry and tradition, with elaborate customs and ancient rituals. The coronation ceremony was a spectacle of pageantry and tradition, with elaborate the coronation ceremony was a spectacle of pageantry and tradition, with elaborate customs and ancient rituals. Hail. The hail came rattling down from the sky in a thin curtain. Janitor. The janitor was busy cleaning the hallway when I walked in. Quash. The judge quashed the subpoena, ruling that it was overly bold and burdensome. Draw attention. Her vibrant red dress immediately drew attention as she walked into the room. Wreck. The careless driver wrecked his brand new car by crashing into a tree. Flipping out. She was flipping out about the lost key, but they turned up under the cuff. Vanilla. For many programming projects is often recommended to start with a vanilla installation of the operating system before adding any custom configurations. Bars. The investors were eager to buy stocks when the bars reopened after the long week. Eponymous. The TV show Seinfeld is named after its eponymous creator and star, Jerry Seinfeld. Vinegar. The recipe calls for a splash of vinegar to add some acidity. The recipe calls for a splash of vinegar to add some acidity. Pupil. The pupil read the book with great interest. The police officer signaled for the driver to pull over. Legitimately. The company legitimately claims to be the leading provider of sustainable energy solutions. Guilt. She felt a pang of guilt when she realized she had forgotten her friend's birthday. Boil over. The situation in the meeting room started to boil over when the CEO made an offensive remark. Rich. The company was accused of rigging the election to ensure their candidate's victory. Word of turmoil. The country was plunged into a world of turmoil after the revolution. Mitigating. The government implemented policies aimed at mitigating the negative effects of climate changes. Collateralized. The loan was collateralized by the borrower's house, providing security for the lender. Proportions. The amount of money you earn is proportional to the number of houses you work. Evaluation. The teacher will conduct an evaluation of each student's progress at the end of the semester. Discernible. Even from a distance, the faint glow of the star was discernible on the clear night sky. Lit up. The city lit up as the sun went down, creating a dazzling spectacle of lights. The city lit up as the sun went down, creating a dazzling spectacle of light. Wicked. The wicked witch cast a spell on the princess, turning her into a frog. Pesticide. The use of pesticides in agriculture has been linked to environmental pollution and health problems. The use of pesticides in agriculture has been linked to environmental pollution and health problems. Debris. The storm left behind a trail of debris, including downed trees and broken glass. Precipitate. The heavy rain precipitated a flash flood, carrying away cars and debris. The expedition team spent a week preparing their base camp with supplies and equipment for the upcoming climb. Archery. Archery is a popular sport that requires both skill and focus. Revamped.